Hello and welcome to the show. This is Webmaster Paul for Freshwater Diver 1.
You have reached your destination.
And the road we're going to go down today is this a road? It's taking us down to the River Eden. So this is hidden Cumbria. These are places tourists don't normally get to see and don't actually, because they don't actually know about them. But you will today. So a nice attractive area this with cottages. Look at that, guys. How's that for colour? As you can see, it's no parking everywhere here, so you have to park in the town. And the person giving directions there was former diver Darran, my old buddy. Look at the dates on some of these properties. 1677. The vicarage. Okay, you can see River Eden on there, guys. Nice. Welcome, bienvenue, willkommen. Benvenuti. Now I'm just going to turn around, guys, because you can see here you got little signs telling you where the town centre is, so you can go down this path. But this is a really nice riverside walk, and it's down to Frank's Bridge.
Yeah, it sort of circles round, or you can go out to the old post office.
Right, so not good for wheelchairs, this bit. Steps.
No, but if you go down the road, it brings you
Right.
the same part, so there's plenty of wheelchair access.
Ah, right. Okay, guys, so if you go down the other path, it takes you down to the where it's wheelchair friendly. Oh, here's that bridge.
You go up there, Paul,
Yeah.
how White House is, and just look to your right, you'll see the road that you were just looking down.
Oh, so it's coming around here.
Yeah.
Ah,
It
right.
just comes down,
Right, so that's one
and this is Melbeck's.
Melbeck's.
Yeah.
Right, this is Melbeck's, right. Yeah, so if you've got a wheelchair, guys, it's down that way. Hiya. Oh, who's this cute fella? Hiya, oh, lass. Hiya.
Yeah. Sit.
Hiya.
No, sit. Sit.
Oh,
Beautiful.
like the husky types, yeah. Yeah.
What's your name?
You're beautiful.
Klella.
Cool.
You're beautiful. Yes, you are. Aren't you? You're beautiful.
I'm trying to get it. Oh, that's right.
Hiya. Hiya. Oh, posing for the camera. Good boy. Good boy or a girl? Sorry. Girl, yeah.
What do you call it? Lola. Lola.
Lola.
Lola. Hello.
It's an unusual name. How did you choose that one?
Well, that's it. Milan.
dog, he sort of given up on it, so I think they took it on and he named it. So
Right.
I'd
Oh,
say
aren't
it's
you
like a
gorgeous?
little-
Aren't you gorgeous? Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful dog.
Are you saying your camera shy there? Eh? Yeah. Hiya, boys. That's Brewery House. All got names. Riverbank Cottage.
The nice dogs, they're great games. They're always really friendly as well.
Oh. The duckies. Sorry boys, we haven't got any bread for you.
Not the bloody way.
Oh, I don't think this is any good for diving, guys. It's only about a metre deep. Here comes the Armada. Let's see where they're going. Uh-oh! Action! Oh, I think that dog was looking for raw duck instead of roast duck. Oh dear, you can't go after the duckies. Let's look under the bridge.
It's fair hostel on because you went up that way.
We've got a nice seating area over there. And this river is the River Eden, which the dogs are enjoying.
Right.
What's this over here, Darren?
It's a cricket pitch on the right hand side there.
Right. Let's get the sign.
The building is
So for all you walkers, look at all this. Lots of footpaths everywhere. So if you go over this way, you're over to Hartley Village.
yeah,
Yep,
that way.
Hartley Village.
Lovely.
Okay guys, so staying down by the river. Okay. And this area is called Black Dub. Well, you've probably seen the signs for this river, which is the River Eden, and it's the same Eden. It starts at Malagan, I think, or Malistan, I think they call it. I'll check that pronunciation later on. But the River Eden here winds its way to Penrith, onto Carlisle, and from it goes through the middle of Carlisle basically. It's the one that floods, and then onwards to the Solway Firth. So the source is at Malistang, I think they pronounce the name of the village, or just past Malistang. And this walk itself is about a mile, just to the next village. But I think you can see this is the terrain. It's pretty much the same all the way along. I've done this several times. Oh, there's actually some rare sheep further up here, so we'll see if the rare sheep are out. We've got a bit of a falls down there. Rapids for the kayakers, maybe. Lots of the local people just walking the dogs along here. I think it would be good to see a drone flying along here actually. It would be quite a scenic shot. Oh, just in case you can't read this, it might not come out too clear. Public footpath to Podgill, which is that away. Public footpath Frank's Bridge, where we've just come from, that away. And where we're heading for is the village. Public footpath to Hartley, which is that away.
He said, dive master calf, not dive master.
Cheeky sods.
We're sucking dive master Paul, he's rubbing. Dive master calf, far better.
At least I don't lose weight belts. Ooh, I'll get a slap for that one. Hey, I'm gonna get a never mind a slap, I'll get a black eye for that one. Yes. Where did that happen? Cumbria Island, Darren? Cumbria Island, I was just ahead of you both, and I'm looking around and yeah, you don't want to know the rest, folks. Yeah, and Paul looks around and Darren's on top of a calf, and I'm wondering what the hell are them two playing at? Oh, that, eh?
When you were diving along, you just went, what?
Triple take, wasn't it? Oh dear. Welcome to Hartley Village, everybody. Nice dry stone walling here. Used to work on all this sort of stuff as a volunteer. So the blackberries are out, just about finished now. Okay. Another blackberry.
Look at him eating again. I don't know, I thought he put something in his mouth.
What's the name?
That takes you up 9 standards up that road,
Yeah,
round the corner.
so it's just, that's,
Yeah, it'll
Down
take
there.
you up towards
and then that way.
Hartley Quarry,
Right.
and then you'll pass that, and then you'll get to Fellgate, go through Fellgate, carry on, it's signposted all the way up to 9 standards.
Right.
I'm not sure if they're still there or not.
Uh-huh.
The 3 pillars, stone pillars on the way up called the 3 Sisters as well.
Right. I remember something about the 3 Sisters. Is that where we walked up by the quarry bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing the quarry bit and up there. It got a bit boggy and stuff.
I think they were originally designed so that when there was battles and that going on, if you looked in the distance you would see these shapes on the horizon and it would look like an army
Right.
facing you.
Wow.
So any opposing enemy would know, oh, that area is defended.
That's unique. Right. Okay. see we've got the red squirrel trees up there, guys, so definitely red squirrels here. Hartley Castle, private road. Sign in. Okay, there's a little red squirrel. Oh right. Oh no. That's a bit yeah. Are you alright on that one, Kat? We're up high, we've got some serious wind. Sorry about the wind noise, guys. Oh, I think they were here. Oh, the rest sheep aren't here at the moment. Yeah, it looks that way. No, I think that's where we struck them. Yeah. Looks like we've got some cumulus coming over, guys. Might get some rain.
Yeah, we'll be back before that hits.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the church tower from here.
Well, I see one church over there, yeah. Oh, there's a church tower there as well. Which church is that one, Darren?
The main one.
Is that Kirkby Stephen Church?
Yeah.
Right, with the green bit on the top, yeah. Right. I can see rain's coming in just in the far mountain there. It looks like it's rain.
You know how close my flat is to the church?
Yeah. It's a fair old route, this, isn't it?
It is, it's a nice view though.
Yeah, it's really good.
The St. Catherine's, a bit overcast today, but it's a beautiful view of Kirkby.
We've got the blue sky up there, guys. And of course in the Lake District you've got all these mountains which cause the uplift and cloud forms from that. And then it's rain. Especially around Shap.
Get our fair share of Kirkby.
Yeah.
Kirkby Stephen films, the real divers.
Well, it's like we used to say about Ullswater. if you can dive Ullswater.
Oh God, yeah. I it's right that. If you can dive Ullswater, you can dive in anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I get used to poor biz.
Zero days. But some beautiful dives.
Yeah.
Just because it's not teeming with life and you don't have good visibility.
Yeah.
You think of all the bottle banks we found.
Us. Yeah, I mean all the buried treasure there, the bottles under the silt and
Yeah. Sets you up for a lifetime of scuba diving.
it does. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, it's getting all the experiences, isn't it? And
Yeah.
midnight diving, I mean. That was,
Boxing Day diving.
yeah. Something sherry, 10 metres or deeper.
How many dives have we gone on Boxing Day where you've had to break the ice on the water to get into the dive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, that's a awakener when that cold water hits your face.
Yeah. There's probably people, like the general public, probably wondering how on earth do you stop sherry underwater?
Very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. And a baby's cup with the little holes,
Tuggy tippy.
and you try and blow one side into one side and get the sherry coming out the other.
I don't think I ever tried that.
Did you know? Right.
I remember doing the Boxing Day dives regular.
Yeah. Yeah. Aye, Christmas dives. Here's another one, he's Neolithic styles. How do you get over these rocks? Oh, Will Darran, yeah. Now then. Oh, well, this is not too bad, just leg between the... Over to that one. God blimey. Alright. Yeah, I've got your camera. Right, oops. We'll see how Darren fares. He's in. Yeah. I can always remember, talking about the fish life, I can always remember at Stuyberry Crag in the shallows, when you're coming across the, not the wall itself, the underwater mountain, closer in, up by where the wall is, where the road is. You used to see perch wind. You used to see perch along there now and again.
Now there was perch or pike with a long snout and all the serrated looking.
Yeah, the pike. Yeah.
Like some sort of prehistoric creature coming out of there.
That's right, yeah.
I don't think anyone ever got nicked by one, but they were just so ferocious.
Well, I know one buddy did down in, where were we diving? That was Windermere. I wasn't there at the time, they were telling me there was a particularly big pike, and the guy went up to it to try and stroke it, and it went for him, and it bit onto his direct feed. So he was having a bit of a struggle hanging on to the direct feed there.
That's scary.
But I remember that happened in Loch Long on the Conga Reef. One of the guys, the big conger, had got into his direct feed cables and got hold of one of them and took him out, was actually taking him down.
Blooming hell.
And that was a bit, the size of congers.
If I remember rightly, had you direct feeds on 232 bar pressure?
That's right.
One of them ruptures.
Oof. Oof.
I'm sure we had a dive. I think it was a sea dive though, rather than fresh water. When you have problems with the direct feed, then it was losing air saw the odd bubble coming out, and then it just got to a rapid. It was just chucking air out so quickly.
Yeah.
It was just a case of a
Where I
abandoned
go?
dive.
Alright, Buzz.
Alright,
Yeah.
Alan. How are you doing? Good, you alright there? Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
No, I can remember a couple of direct feeds bursting on me to make a big old crack.
Touch wood, I never had that. I think I might have had
I even
low
know.
pressure feed.
Right.
Was it your stab jackets and your dry suits were on a lower pressure, weren't they?
That's right, yeah. You know, I can't remember what pressure they were at.
Oh, I can't. Maybe down to about 50 something bars opposed to
Sounds about
232 bars.
sounds about right, yeah.
But even them,
Well, the biggest thing was getting ice formation on your second stage, your DV. When that started
yeah,
firing at,
free flowing regulator.
yeah,
That was always scary. There was no fun to be had with that.
anti-free flow, the code name.
Turn them upside down, push the purge button a couple of times, and pray to the god of divers that it's going to free itself up. Either that or
I just
control descent to the surface and hope your buddy's watching you.
or the other one was your buddy switches off your main tank, lets
Yeah.
it settle down and give it like 20 seconds and back on again. But
Well, sometimes you would do that. You would have a buddy that thought, there was always one buddy that thought it was funny to do that.
well, that was part of the drill, I remember, in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, have your hair cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, get used to the feel and the reaction.
Didn't you have to take everything off?
Okay.
Fins, stab jacket,
Oh, that was the other one, yeah.
turn your regulator off, take your mask off, as if something had happened
Yeah.
and you had to literally kit up whilst controlling your buoyancy,
Yeah.
sort it all out, get yourself sorted, then carry on with the dive.
I disassemble underwater and reassemble. Trying to keep the regulator in your mouth, like, and
Oh,
I think that was more for what they call enclosed spaces if you're on a wreck dive, you know, and because I once got stuck under a wreck, and
just got lost.
the first stage was going through it's like, you know, the sheet panels on the wreck, and one of the sheet panels went between my neck and the first stage and caught me. I had to be very, very careful trying to back out of that. But that was a good situation where, you know, might have had to take my cylinder off, stab jacket off.
And one of the scary things for me, I always remember, is when you were in turbulent water, and sometimes you get thrown about a bit, and you have to work out which is up and which is down.
Yeah.
And it sounds very simplistic. Oh, don't watch your air bubbles. But when the water was so turbulent, your bubbles could go down
That's right.
and not up. So you're following your bubbles thinking, oh, that must be the surface. Bearing in mind that it could be so dark that
Yeah.
you wouldn't necessarily see the
Yeah.
water surface.
No, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you had to sort of follow your bubbles, keep looking at your depth gauge. Oh, I'm going down, not up. Right, I'll go the opposite way then.
I've just had that once happen to me. Yeah. Just watching the computer's readout on depth, and I actually saw myself going down with the bubbles. I think, what? So
Yeah.
up, yeah.
Very disorientating.
Yeah.
And then narcosis as
Oh, we're back at the bridge.
The nitrogen narcosis. Again, a bit like having one too many sherries.
Yeah,
Strange.
that's maybe one of the attractions of diving to us all. Yeah.
Well,
Good.
I don't know. It was one of them. Yeah, it sounds
Nah,
great in
just-
theory,
Mm.
but when it happens to you and you experience it, it's
Yeah.
quite a scary experience.
Mm. No, I've had that a few times in Ullswater because of the altitude.
Yeah,
Yeah, forget to set your altimeter because the computer's not recognising it. It's just below the trip thing.
I forget.
Mm. 300 metres above sea level.
Oh, is it?
But that's when the first altitude #1 trips on the computer. But Ullswater's just below it, so it doesn't trip. Now, well, Ullswater, I figured it out. Because it's above sea level, it was working out at 43 metres, and 43 is where I started getting narcosis. And there's a few others. As far as we know, one particular buddy was getting it at 15, 20 metres.
Yeah, it was a strange thing.
Yeah.
Some people could be affected at 10 metres.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're here where we started off. Aye. Back at the entry point, as we used to call it, Science Centre Town Centre.
Don't forget your home signal.
Yeah, home. That's it. Got it.
You'll not see that in any dive records.
No, we had our own little signals, didn't we, Darren?
We had a few.
Yeah, oh yeah, have a good conversation. Yeah.
I thought my contribution. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Just giving Darren one there, guys. He was having a good laugh about that. Yeah. You cheeky devil.
I always like my contribution.
Oh, I can smell dinner. Where's that coming from, Darren?
Santorino's kebab shop.
Oh, Santorino's kebab shop.
Very good.
Right, very good, right.
All those in Kirkby Stephen.
Uh-huh,
Very popular.
right.
Good bunch of lads.
Yeah.
Good customers, mate. Same as I
Oh, look who's here.
Same as I got two.
Yeah. Oh, this is the church, isn't it? Kirkby Stephen main church. I can see this must have been at one time the graveyard, and now they've got the headstones along the side here. Ooh. We'll just have a little walk in here. Let's have a little walk. Kirkby Stephen Parish Church. Beautiful stonework on this. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, Darren, with a big hole in it.
I think it's just a local artist.
Well, if you guys can see the water spouts there, very artistic. Mm.
780 years old.
Yeah. So we're just going into Kirkby Stephen Church here, just to show you. It's locked because of COVID, but built in 1240, I believe. That's a, what is it, grade 2 listed building. Okay, and this is your view coming out. Swallow up there, Swift, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the trouble, I get mixed up between swallows, swifts and house martins.
Swallows have the longer forked tail,
Right,
like a V.
right. Looks like that other little bird's got a short tail, he's got a long one there.
But
Oh, wow.
they do love it when it's windy.
Yeah, little fella.
They're quite territorial as well. You'll find if they've got nests nearby, they'll swoop down at you.
Oh, I wonder if that's what that's been.
Could have been.
I'll have to
history as well.
Yeah. Okay guys, it's kind of windy here today. Okay guys, sorry about the hairstyle, but hope you enjoyed this one at Kirkby Stephen. So see you next week, bye now. I've got to get the backdrop here. Sorry?
We're talking about the dives that we've done. It sort of memorialises them.
Yeah.
You know, the down for...
Yeah. History.
Yeah. I mean,
What's the word for that anyway?
I think memorialised. And then we'll stay here.
This is Webmaster Paul from Freshwater Diver 1 on YouTube. Thank you for your likes, subscribes and shares. Those are very much appreciated. You're welcome to leave your comments below. We love reading them. Thank you. We'll be uploading videos every Friday. See you next Friday.